Hello, adventurers, and welcome to Grognard and Friends, where friends explore the world of the Aria by playing fantasy roleplay games like Dungeons and Dragons. And speaking of the friends, let's check out this week's episode of Grognard and Friends. When last we left the friends, they had taken on a job from a man named Murph, who happens to be a friend of Butterbeer, their landlord. A heist for an ancient artifact. The friends had arrived at the site. The Seven Rivers Hall of Lore and Antiquities had separated into three groups, one for each of the floors that they suspected the artifact might be on, and Nikita and Scabies, the goblet, on a nearby building as a lookout. When last we left Nikita and Scabies, they were keeping watch on the roof. And when a couple came up onto the roof of a neighboring building, the building with all the trees and the fountains and the benches, the couple started to get amorous on the bench, the woman seeming oblivious to Nikita and Scabies' presence on the next door building. But the gentleman of the couple seemed to enjoy Nikita and Scabies' presence and kept smiling at them. Things were getting even more amorous, and so Nikita pulled Scabies down onto the ground, leading the gentleman of the couple to believe that maybe they were doing more than just hanging out on the roof. So this went on for a little while, and Nikita and Scabies periodically would hear what sounded like the cork being pulled on a bottle, giggling, things like that. Nikita would occasionally peek over so that she could continue to keep watch, and wasn't really seeing anything except that the couple had kind of gone prone, we'll say, to use D&D terms, and there was still plenty of giggling and other noises going on. Bottles seemed to be tipped over and such. But what did catch her attention when she wasn't being interrupted by that was coming across the colonnade towards the Seven Rivers Hall of Lore and Artifacts were four figures. Two humanoid figures of normal height, and two that were about twice the size. All hooded, tough to tell details, because as you remember, the colonnade is probably about a mile long and easily 400 or 500 feet wide. So they are making their way across the colonnade and seem to be headed towards the Seven Rivers Hall of Lore and Antiquities. Gaius and Reed, when last we left you, you made your way down, dropping people off at the 4th floor and the 3rd floor. You then made your way through the 2nd floor, which appeared to be a large library, into a room that had a freight elevator with trap doors that you opened up and were decided to climb down to the 1st floor. So you have opened up the trap doors and climbed down into the rigging and framework of the freight elevator and pulled the trap doors back down over top of you. And it's at this point that I need either one of you to make a perception check both of you to make a perception check, or someone to make it with advantage, please.
Gaius,
this
can
will
you
be
do
my
that with
area of
advantage?
expertise. Yes, I shall.
I had something happen with Forge. I'm trying to get back in. So
No problem.
It's all right. I have a 19.
19, very good. Okay, you hear some talking in the distance. It sounds like outside the room, and you hear a jingling of metal, followed by what sounds like a clicking and stuff right about over here. So it's about that time. You're still up by the trapdoors. You've pulled them closed, and that's when you hear them. And the door then opens.
I quietly catch Reed's attention and just,
Okay. You hear the door open. You hear a fair amount of talking from outside as two guards come in with a lantern. And they seem to be chatting with themselves. They shut the door behind them, walk across the hall, and exit through this door here.
So they go from left to top right?
Correct. And it seems like they didn't notice you there. These guards came in, lifted up the lantern, looked around, and then walked across and exited through that door. Now, when they came in, before the first door was shut, you heard more talking outside that door, but it sounded like it was at a distance.
Okay, so those guys just came from the supply, and they probably, what we heard was the crowd in the break room. Now, obviously, looking at this map, we can tell that that other set of doors was not on the plans. There was only one set drawn on it for us. So we can either give it a few seconds, let those guards get ahead of us, follow them out, and then cut through receiving, or we can go through supply and then cut up into receiving. I just don't know if there's any way for the guards to see out of the break room. That's where they're supposed to be. Also,
we should sneak to receiving.
Also, that door to the north should be receiving, so we should probably just take that to avoid. Most likely, those guys are going to the stairs to go upstairs. Yes. So they're about to do their round again. So this is our time. If we go into receiving, and hopefully we can cut straight across, and obviously this is not an accurate map, so there might be a door into the offices. We might also have a door from the break room to receiving, so we have to be careful with that. All right? I guess so. All right, you take the lead, my friend.
I shall stealth across the room to the north door.
Okay.
And I follow. And just FYI, Paul, I still have advantage on my stealth, and my stealth is still +5.
+5. Thank you for that information. That's good to know.
Yes, mine is temporarily boosted.
I will inspect the door real quick.
Okay, go ahead and roll a investigation.
All right.
Guidance.
I got a 19 without the guidance.
Okay.
And the guidance gives me a D4, correct?
Yes, sir.
+4, so 23.
Door looks good, and through your investigation, it seems to be unlocked.
Very good.
Nice.
I, as quietly as possible, attempt to open it a little bit to look through.
Okay.
Is there light in there?
No. It is very dark in there, as a matter of fact.
That's what we want. We're being sneaky this time.
The room you're in, by the way, is very dark as well. So, being that neither of you have dark vision, how are you actually getting around?
I would say I have my hand on Reed's shoulder, just as to keep us kind of together.
Okay.
And I'm relying on whatever sneaking techniques he uses, obviously, to get through.
That you can't see because it's pitch black.
Oh, hey, Bud. Bud, you got that creepy hand thing?
Yeah,
you got the creepy magical hand thing. Okay.
It's hard to see in here. There's no windows in this room, right?
Nope.
I will light a. Make sure I get it right here.
Oh, do you need a light? I lean over and like my finger, just a little flame comes on. Here.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, so you light it with your finger, Gaius, and move your finger away, and it seems like nothing happens. But you put your hand back on Reed's shoulder, and you see it light up like it gives off the light of a torch. And both of you now can see. But
Nice.
Gaius, when you didn't have your hand touching Reed, you were in pitch blackness.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, it works for us as long as we stay in contact.
And they can't see us, right? This is great.
Yeah. All right. So I close the door behind us once we get into the receiving.
Okay.
We head left.
Anything remarkable about boxes or barrels here?
Tripwires laid next to explosives.
Anything like that?
Give me an investigation. What exactly are you checking?
I'm making sure there's no. I'm trying to make sure I'm not walking into tripwires or any kind of trap that I could think of.
Okay, roll me an investigation then, please.
Guidance.
All right, this time I got a 9 for investigation.
You don't see anything. It seems fine. Okay, so what you do see is just past the barrels on the right is a really large metal barn door that has a large metal series of bars that go across into slots and locks on 3 of them. A similar door, but much smaller, is directly ahead of you, also with these metal beams kind of shooting across and locking. And up ahead on your left is a normal metal door.
Okay.
We want the normal door. We are going to head that way.
Well,
Okay.
Well, now that normal door might be going into the lobby. The one on our left.
Not the office.
So just be careful.
I thought it would be the office.
No, I'm looking at the layout for the map. Where we came from, it might be the lobby. Those double doors in front of the double doors directly in front of us, Paul. They have beams going across.
Yes, it is similar to the ones to your right past the barrels, but on a much smaller scale.
Okay, so the ones on the right are the much larger ones. That's the back door to the building that we saw that had no.
From the map,
obvious
that's what
means of
you
entry.
assume.
Correct. So we have a smaller version of that in front of us that we can unlock from our side.
But there are locks on it.
Oh, padlocks and stuff.
Yeah, just like the one going outside.
Okay, well, shit. So we could take a peek in and see if that's the lobby read. But if it is, how many padlocks are on this other door?
3 on both of them. The ones on the ones that looks like it goes outside, they're bigger locks though, and they look more like much sturdier locks. The ones in front of you look sturdy, but the ones to your right on the really big door look like, really it's a lot thicker steel and such.
Okay, Paul. Using the spell Detect Magic, I'm seeing if those padlocks have any hint of magic to them, or are they just standard locks on the door?
Okay, using Detect Magic, the locks are fine. But the doors in front of you, a glyph flashes on the door.
Oh, dang. Okay. Can I...
What is it?
Do anything? Can I... what kind of... is it a school of magic assigned to that glyph? Paul, or... I forget how... I know we've changed Detect Magic a little bit. Is there any additional information I get from the glyph?
Give me an Arcana check.
Ooh, alright. Roll high. Yeah, 14.
14? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It comes off as abjuration, and it also
Shield.
comes off as basically some sort of you gather protection.
Okay, there's some kind of shielding magic with that. So maybe we leave this alone for the moment. Let's see if we can sneak by in the lobby. Also, see if we can see a door from the lobby into the offices, because that's where we need to go. Sound good, Reed?
Do you think we went the wrong way?
There is
I feel like
no, because the only set of stairs down to the basement is in the offices.
right. You don't think the offices are to our left up here?
I think it's the lobby door, because we haven't come to that yet. We came out of the room with the question mark on it.
Oh, we did.
And
Oh.
yes, because that's where we
Okay.
climbed down in there. So I'm assuming we haven't seen any other door between here and there. So that's most likely the lobby door. But we might have to use the lot. We might need to sneak by the break room to get to the offices. Otherwise, we're going to have to deal with this big door with the padlocks and the magic, which
Okay.
I think I can do.
I thought we
take
were
care-
already
I can-
going by the break room.
No,
Okay.
no, we haven't done that yet. I have a feeling I could take care of the magic part, and the padlocks. I think that's right up your alley. So let's just
Okay.
take a peek to see if there's an easier way through that door. But if not, we deal with that.
Okay. So I will approach this door on the left over here
Okay.
and take a look at that. Yeah, guys, it doesn't have magic on it, guys?
Does it?
Nope.
All right. Yeah, I have this for the next 10 minutes, so just let me know.
No problem. Give me an investigation check there, Dan. Reed,
All right.
Guidance.
with guidance.
Guidance.
13.
13. It is locked, but not trapped, as far as you know.
I'd have to pick it.
All right.
Pick it?
I mean,
Okay.
yeah. If you can pick it, you can lock it.
I will try to pick it. I break out my tools.
Give me a sleight of hand, please.
Guidance.
All right.
With guidance.
A
I think you did it.
24.
You deftly open that door, and you not only do it amazingly well, you do it amazingly quietly, too. Which is
Woohoo.
interesting because you hear voices in the distance when it opens. Now, the door is cracked, it is like unlocked, so what do you do?
Okay. Can I peek through?
Yep.
Is it like a sliding door, like those big
No,
ones?
it's a
look like they
regular
slide,
door.
or- So I will attempt to peek around the corner of the door. So I
Okay.
can see the doors, the stairs, two guards. They look like guards.
Yep.
And what
And
is
they're
that?
facing
What is that
forward.
thing?
There is
Is that a
there
statue?
seems to be a commotion going on in the far distance.
In the room?
In further ahead of all these guards. You can
Okay.
see from where you are,
It
but
looks like another guard or something down there. Another person.
yeah, there's a couple guards up ahead, but all of these guards are moving forward. And they're headed to another set of doors up ahead. And then you see other guards kind of crowd around there. So right now, no one is in this back section. And then you see one of the guards turn around and start running in your direction.
I quickly, as I can, pull the door shut.
Okay. You hear them go to this door here. The door right, not the one right to your right, but the one in front of you to the right. Okay?
Lock the door.
Runs there,
the one
opens it
closer.
up, and you hear him shout in, going, I think you guys are going to want to see this. You need to take a look at this. And he runs back the way he came. And two guards come out of that door leaving the door open, and run forward. All of the guards have run forward now.
Oh, check to see.
Okay,
if
so the
break
door.
room- Check to see
Yeah.
if the break room leads to the offices, and we'll just cut through there real quick.
Okay.
That's the door that's open.
Bacchus has given us a gift.
What do you do?
I'm sneaking over to that door.
Okay. It's open. You look in. It looks to be a break area. And it looks to be empty.
All right. I wave for guys to follow me,
Yeah.
and I go.
I do so.
Okay. You standing out there in the lobby, Dan?
No, I'm going.
Okay.
And I immediately follow his footstep,
Okay.
quietly, obviously. I'm not fucking sprinting across.
All right.
Let's do it.
So when last we left you ladies, and you had just discovered a teleportation room, suits of armor had moved when you approached them closely. And then you went in and you saw the teleportation room, and then you exited out. As you exit out, one of you give me a perception check with advantage, or each one of you give me one.
Do you want to each do one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Perception.
Okay.
Not bad.
Okay.
That's a 17 plus 4, 21.
Okay. You and Gristle see this at the same time. This door right here. Do you
Okay.
see that?
Yes.
Opens up and a little head looks through and goes, "Oh, back, back, back," and shuts the door. And you hear, and Gristle looks at you and goes, "What the fuck?"
Who was that?
And then you hear more steps, but these aren't as light and fleet of foot as the other one. These sound like kind of metal cleated shoes coming towards there as well, and you hear a jangle of metal. Gristle looks at you, his eyes wide, and you hear a clicking and a clinking, and Gristle's going,
Okay. Yeah, I'll go.
And I'm just following them because
and Gristle shuts the door behind you, and you hear a door creak open, and you hear a couple voices. One seems to be a female going, "Did they go in here? I thought they went in here." "Yeah, I thought so too. I definitely heard the door shut." And you hear the feet coming in to the room. And you even see a little bit of light underneath the door. Both of you have dark vision, right?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, so as far as I know, neither of you have lit a light or anything at this
No.
point.
No.
no.
And you hear the other one say, do you see anything?" No. And you hear one set of footsteps coming towards you, and one set of footsteps going away from you, and then you hear that sound of numerous sets of metal shifting and kind of stomping in unison. And the one goes, whoa, don't go near those things. Just stay away. Those things give me the fucking creeps. Just stay away from them. I don't want to fuck anything up and go on report for that. And the other one goes, "Yeah, those things give me the creeps too." Weren't there more of them there last night? Oh, I think you're right. Anyway, let me just check this out real quick. And you hear the steps coming towards you even closer. And Gristle looks at you and kind of goes,
All right.
because in this hallway, there's really only room for
Okay.
one. So, Calandra, put yourself where you're going.
Okay, I'm already over here. I'm right by it.
Okay, if you
Go
go
on in.
there,
Yeah.
Vivalda could go there, and Gristle can go there, and he's looking a little panicky, looking at the two of you, like.
What the fuck? Are we doing this? Are we doing this?
You're the magic expert. I'll do what you do.
Are they? Okay, if they try to open the door, then we'll just go. But we only hear
We should do
two.
it before they do. Because if they come up to the door and they open it, if they see us, we need to be gone.
Because we need to be, so they don't know who we are. Fuck.
Or else they'll think there's more of them.
Probably.
Okay, the doors, the footsteps are getting closer.
Okay.
You hear a hand on the
I'm
doorknob.
going in. I'm going. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
in. I'm in.
Here's
Yeah,
what
okay.
happens.
Oh boy.
Kalandra, you take a step.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going in. I'm
Move
trying to move. Let
move
me see if I can-
yourself.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
I'm in.
You see Kalandra take a step over the one line of the closest circle to the entrance. There is a flash of light, a whooshing sound, and the entire room goes black.
What the?
And you feel behind you, you hear Gristle go and pushes you in and then stands
That's so
behind.
rude.
He's going- and you see light open up. You see the door open up and there's light that shines in down. And you see Gristle just going. And he goes, "You know anything about this teleportation shit?" He goes, and the other one goes, "I'd shut that. They're very protective about that. I mean, like, no one but, like, top directors are allowed, so I don't even know why that thing's open." Okay, and you hear the door shut. I will get to you in a little while, Kalandra.
All
So,
right.
outside, Vivalda, you and Gristle are in this blackened room. There's a weird kind of smell of brimstone in the room now with you. But other than that, it's dark.
Oh my god, we killed Kalandra. Oh no. Anyway, she's probably fine, right? Did she have an egg? Oh god, I don't remember if she had an egg. We should How are you doing, Gristle? Are you doing okay?
He's going.
Right.
He's motioning for you to head back into the hallway, and he's like,
And I'll listen.
you hear the one go like, I don't see anything in here unless we go by those suits of armor, and we can't check out that door. What about, what about the other door? That seemed, I checked, the other one goes, I checked it, it's locked. He goes, okay, well, I doubt they would have gone it. Wait, you hear that? And you actually hear ever so faintly the light is like tapping of feet in the distance. Quick, back around, they're out of the hallway. And you hear both of these figures rush back out and shut the door behind them.
I would exit out then with Gristle. Can I see where the guards have moved?
You get the feeling that they exited through this door where you guys originally came in.
All right, okay. And then these statues here, they're just kind of still in the same spot?
They're in the same spot, but they're in a different position. Whereas before, they had initially, when you came into the room, were just kind of hanging, almost like they were hung on a wall, but standing with their arms out.
Right.
Either you or Kalandra took a step towards them and they stood upright and arms kind of went out like this. They now
Okay.
have one hand on a sword and they're still standing
Okay.
upright.
There's still this thing in a cage, right? Was it this thing?
Yes, it looks to be a little looks like a toy monkey wearing a little pillbox hat and a red vest with gold tassels on it and big white eyes with black and red pupils.
Does it look like it would make noise?
There's no symbols or anything, but you do notice on the back is a little, what looks like one of those toy keys that's almost butterfly shaped with a hole in each side.
I'm wondering if this would make a good distraction. I'm wondering if that's Butt Trumpet who's out there running around that they're chasing. Okay. I feel like we've explored this room a lot. I have no idea where Kalandra has gone.
Gristle goes, it did say teleportation room. I'm not trying to be a smartass, but that kind of seems like that's probably... The problem is, if she teleported, where did she teleport to? Or did she break it and it broke her? I don't know anything about that magic shit.
Me neither. I don't know anything about magic. Hopefully she has been teleported before and knows what she's doing and will find her way back. Otherwise, I would say we should probably continue on because it's not good to just stay here. If this makes noise, it might make a good distraction, but at the same time, I'm a little nervous to do that.
Hello, Butt Trumpet, how are you?
Living the dream.
When last we left you, and Eldred, and Rictus, you were on the 4th floor. You had,
On the ceiling going into the other room across the hall.
you were going to have Rictus check it out. Oh, very good. Rictus basically goes to the lock and like that, he has it open.
Sweet. Sweet.
What I'm going to do is, being that you have dark vision and so does Rictus, I'm going to put light on you so that in Foundry you can see.
Okay.
Okay?
Ye-
So the door opens. Rictus kind of gives a cursory look around it and then steps in. Do you do the same?
Oh yeah, I'm following.
Eldred also comes in. Now, give me a perception check there, Butt Trumpet.
Woo, 18.
Yeah, that was close, huh?
Got that coming.
Okay, so you open up the door and you're about to go in and you hear something and you look kind of down here, down that direction. Do you see that?
Think so. Yep.
Okay. There is a door that opens up slightly down that direction and you see the bit of a head about just below the doorknob kind of peek out, look up, see you, and immediately goes back in and shuts the door behind it.
Oh my gosh. Well, since I'm close to everybody, I immediately one hand on either of their shoulders or sides or what have you and be like, someone else is here.
Rictus goes, yeah, I'll take care of that. He goes past you and he goes, be very quiet. And he locks the door from the inside. Goes, so, what now?
Well, rather than concern myself with this, let's look at what's in this room.
You got about halfway. Above you, you hear a booming voice. Good day, Mr. Allura. It's a female voice. A reminder to do a final proofread and turn in your financial reports. And also, please finish those letters and send them off as soon as possible. Also, You will be expected at the post-execution party. Please make an effort, even though you abhor these things, and have a great day. And if you look up, you see this large female mouth appear in the ceiling and say this with ruby red lips. And it says, have a great day, gives a big smile, and then disappears into kind of, it just vanishes.
Well, I was asking if they heard what I heard.
Yeah, they definitely heard what you heard. And Eldred says, it's nothing to worry about, it's just a magic mouth.
Blech. Well, okay, so this is an accounting office, I guess, or financial reports and such. Let's, do a quick look around through, like, are there desks in here? Is there a desk?
Straight ahead, there's a desk with a chair behind it and two in front of it.
I'd like to run an arcana check, make sure it's not, like, locked by any kind of magic or anything.
Okay. You would need to do a detect magic for that.
I can't do an arcana check on it?
You can try, but it'll be a high DC, and you'd have to get right up on it to check.
Well, it's worth a shot. 16?
16? Okay, move yourself so I know where you are with the desk. What exactly are you looking for?
I essentially wanted to see if there's any kind of... If I recognize any particular enchantments on the desk, maybe... Mullion Ulster wanted to keep something private. If there was anything that they use that I would recognize, that kind of thing.
You don't see anything on the desk. But there is a large set of metal doors behind it that you do detect a slight shimmer to. Okay, so you're behind the chairs right now. The desk looks fine. The doors behind it depends on how you're standing. Every now and then, the metal doors in between two big bookcases have a little bit of a shimmer on them.
Door's giving off of a vibe.
Okay.
Let's try and search the desk.
Okay.
Someone search the desk. Someone else maybe look at the shelves.
Eldred goes over to the shelves. Rictus goes over to the desk. You hear Rictus say, the drawers are locked, but I'm going to see what I can do.
Alrighty, let's see. I want to do just a general perception check of the room itself.
Okay.
Just if anything stands out.
It's a very, very nice, huge office. There's plants in different places on top of the bookshelves. There's flower pots with flowers in them. To the upper part of the screen, that entire wall is all windows. There's big potted plants by the ground. The way you came in on either side of the door. By the way, you had to go through what seemed like 10 feet before you actually entered the room. So either these couches are... that wall seemed, before you entered the actual office, you had to go through 10 feet of like hallway before it opened up into office. There's couches on the far side. There's bookshelves all over. Eldred says, these are mostly history books and such.
Okay, well, couldn't have hurt to check.
And Rictus says, I got the drawer open. You may want to take a look at this.
I go over.
Inside the desk, you see a bunch of, ink and quills and parchment and such like that. But right on top, there are 2 letters, different handwriting.
Sealed?
No.
All right, what do they say?
The first one is exceedingly nice paper. It's very, very high quality parchment. It says, and as a matter of fact, it has the letterhead of the Seven Rivers Hall of Lore and Antiquities.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, Dear Sir, I received your inquiry, and while the promise of potentially receiving such antiquities is most intriguing, the timing and the manner in which these antiquities would be collected fills me with conflict and concern. He is missing, and no one has seen nor heard from him, I will agree with you there. But to assume that he is dead is to jump to a conclusion that you have no basis on which to stand. The man has only been gone a month, while you yourself have gone on holiday for far more than that without anyone knowing your whereabouts. And may I remind you that this is a decorated veteran of the witch wars that we are talking about. No, I will not be a party to this, nor will I recommend any groups of adventurers or mercenaries to help you in this blasphemous burglary that you so calmly describe as preserving history. In this time of public distress and turmoil, I do not think it wise of you to desecrate the already troubled home of one of the city's most cherished heroes. My decision is final. Please do not trouble me with this sort of matter again. Sincerely, Alphonse Allura, Curator, Seven Rivers Hall of Lore and Antiquities.
Wait a minute, who are they about? Could I run a history check just to see if I recognize anything?
You certainly can.
Woo! Dirty 20.
Okay. What immediately comes to your mind is a couple things. Alistair, your friend, has been missing a little over a month. His home, that tower, could be described as an already troubled home. He has, to call him one of the city's most cherished heroes. Hero you've never heard necessarily used, but you know that the city held Alistair in very high regards, though you did not know or think that he was a veteran of the Witch Wars. That you were unaware of. Basically the first things that come to mind.
And what does the other letter say?
My dearest Dimitri, I owe you an apology, as you were indeed correct. Over the past few weeks, he and his people have begun to show an uncomfortably intense interest in not only what we do here, but also what we have housed here. Considering recent events and the rumors of what is yet to come, I fear it is only a matter of time before they come in and try to take possession of various manuscripts and such for their own planning and means. And if that occurs, it is only a matter of time before they turn their attention to our collections, both on the books and otherwise. You were incorrect. I was wrong. I should have listened to you when this all started. But what is done, and now I am at a loss for what to do. We have a good staff here, but I cannot speak to their loyalty when that sort of gold starts exchanging hands. I fear that the vaults, while secure in the case of simple threats, may be at risk to what or who he may bring in, and that doesn't even consider the other ones secreted away well below near the ruins. Help me, Dimitri. I have added protections to the vaults here, but I am otherwise out of my depth. Love, Alphonse. P.S. If this note shows any sign of tampering, find out what they know, who they told, and then dispatch them. Thank you. As always, I am loyal to the cause.
Put them back, put them back, put them back, put them back, put them back.
Rictus says, okay, and puts it back and relocks the door.
I relay to Eldred what was in the letters, and I look again at the doors. Alphonse said there was extra protection on the vaults. Do you think that's what those doors are?
Roll me a history check or an arcana check, your choice, for Eldred, and I'll add the pluses. Your choice.
We'll do Arcana. Woof! Should not have done that.
Eldred
Yeah.
says, it could be.
Eldred, I think that first letter was talking about my master.
What?
He's been missing around the same time, and a lot of things kind of match up to that, and if there's some kind of burglary of his home or destruction of it, which I saw, what could that mean for this and for what we're doing right now?
When you looked at those letters, they looked like they were written recently. Like there was still a certain glisten to the ink of ink that hadn't fully dried. So that's what I can tell you.
Are we helping someone who's against Alistair? Or are they trying to find him? Are we instrumental in that?
Eldred says, I don't know about that. Those letters don't sound like they're talking about the artifact. It sounds like an entirely different situation. And Rictus says, I have to agree with tall and freaky looking there. Your Alphonse guy sounds, I don't know. He sounds like probably a good guy and is worried about a threat of some form. It doesn't sound like what we're involved with. It sounds like something else entirely. Eldred says, I couldn't put it quite as poetic, but that's kind of what I was trying to say.
Okay, sorry, I'm on edge with this whole thing. Let's look at those doors again. I'm getting tripped up by those. How about we try a history check this time? So the roll was a 13. Well, the roll was an 11 if you want to put Eldred's pluses on it.
Okay. Well, I was doing you, actually.
Oh, well then, 13.
You know that there are numerous ways to protect a door.
Mm-hmm.
Magical and otherwise.
Eldred, have you ever had to dispel protection on a door before?
No, because I don't have Dispel Magic.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's kind of my life, actually. Rictus says, you think the door is magically protected?
It's giving off a shimmer of some kind. I can't quite pinpoint what it is, but I feel like it's protected by something.
Huh. Would that be the outside of the door? Would that sort of shimmer be from something behind the door? What would that be?
Would I know that?
You feel pretty with your Arcana check, history check. You feel that if you're seeing any sort of a shimmer sort of thing, it's probably on the outside. Because you would have to actually cast a spell for in a higher powered spell for something behind the door to be able to come through with it being seen.
That's fair. It's definitely the outside.
Ah.
So the door itself.
Rictus goes, well, that kind of nullifies what I can do. And Eldred goes, ah. He goes, I can't dispel it, but I do have a spell that as long as it's just, depending on what the spell is, I might be able to get past it. If it's Arcane Lock, I can get us in. If it's a Glyph of Warding, we're probably going to be fucked.
Eldred, can you still communicate with Gaius?
I don't have that spell.
He's been able to reach you so many times. Dang it.
He sends it to me.
Shit.
Yeah. You want me to try? You want me to try and cast knock on it?
Rictus, do you feel comfortable taking that chance?
Yeah, this is kind of out of my depth, if you know what I mean. Rictus goes and kind of squats behind the other side of the desk and then says, have at it there, Professor. It's in your hands, because I magic stuff I don't know. I can't break magic.
I believe Spider Climb still works for like an hour.
Okay?
So I'd like to hop up on the shelves just in case I have to make a quick hide.
Okay, do you want me to put you there or what?
Actually, instead of the shelves, I'm gonna hide in the plant.
Okay, one of the bigger ones or the small one?
Oh, one of the bigger ones for sure.
Okay, there's one big one really there.
Yep, that one. Exactly what I was looking at.
Okay.
Stick a little thumbs up out of the plant. We believe in you.
Yeah, well, we'll see. There might be a lot more of me to believe in. We'll see. He moves his hands, and you hear some muttering, and you hear a loud, and then a click, and the door kind of opens a little bit. And Eldred turns around and goes, I think I did it.
Holy shit, yes! I'm gonna have him look in first before we all gather together.
Okay. Eldred, you mean, or Rictus?
Eldred.
Eldred steps back and says, I think it's your turn now if you want to get up from behind the desk, because the door is actually locked on top of the magic lock. And Rictus goes, oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. And
Look,
he
it's
goes,
been an emotional day for everybody.
okay, I got it.
What is in there? What is in there? Holy shit.
He says, you may want to take a look at this.
I make my way over.
Okay.
What are we looking at?
Rictus steps back. It appears to be kind of like a safe or a vault sort of thing. And what you see in there, a large, square, flat something up on a shelf that's covered in brown parchment and, like, tied up with string. And six glass bottles, small, like vial, like you've seen things like this that look like potion bottles.
Do you think what we'd be looking for would be put so blatantly out in the open, or do you think it's in the safe?
Rictus goes, I don't know, a safe's a safe. Eldred says, well, wait a minute. Didn't they say that was like 1 to 1.5 feet by 1 to 1.5 feet by 1 to 1.5 feet? This thing's flat.
Oh, yeah.
And he said it's also about 3 feet high by 3 feet wide.
We found something, but it's not what we're looking for then.
No, just Calandra, gentlemen.
Yeah, because I fucked up.
All of a sudden, it's like this rainbow smoke whirlwind. And you poof into a room that has these deep etched circles with all these runes over on the floor. It is a round room with one door that seems to be cracked. Now, the runes in the floor are still shimmering colors. They're still shimmering.
So that's what I came through. Okay.
Yeah, they're still shimmering all the rainbow colors. But there's nothing. It's a stone room. It's round. It's about 30 feet high. There's no other exit. There's not much of anything in here, but the focus seems to be this collection of circles etched into the floor in the center.
Okay, do I recognize the runes? Do I know what it means? Do I?
Well, you can give me an Arcana check.
14.
Okay, that's fine. You would guess from the fact of how you got here and what was in the room where you left, this is very possibly a teleportation circle.
Woohoo! And it only works one way, huh? I can't. Can I try to go back to where I came from so I can be with... Well, if they're still there. I don't even know if they're still there. Fuck.
Well, let me paint the picture here for you. You are in a strange room that is not the
Okay.
room you left.
Right.
There is a door. The circles still seem to be kind of active, just not like flaring like the other ones. There is a door that appears to be cracked open.
And that's it.
Yep,
Yep, that's the only thing. I'm still in the circle, right? Like I'm where I
Right.
came from.
right.
So, okay, I'm gonna do the very she's freaking out thing, and I'm gonna go out of the circle and try to go back in and like work. Please work.
Okay. You step out and you feel breeze coming through that door. As soon as you step out, the circle kind of activates again and just is going except instead of the rainbow colors that you got from the different circles before, it's a cloud of kind of a dark gray with hints of red, yellow, and black in it, and it just continues going.
That doesn't sound very friendly.
It's a similar sound to the original room that you went in.
Well, the colors. I'm sorry, I should say the colors. That
Oh.
doesn't look very. Those aren't friendly, happy colors. I like the rainbow better. I don't know much. Oh wait, she's kind of smart. She knows something. Me myself may not be smart, but those aren't friendly colors. Okay, and the door is cracked open.
Yeah.
Like enough for me to peek out
Yep.
of and see if I get out the door and see what I see, because I don't know where.
Okay. Give me a perception check, please.
17.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
The door pulls towards you. You're able to kind of look out both ways. It is a curved stairway that one to your right goes up, to your left goes down. There's a slight landing outside this door. Going down, black and dark and still. Going
Okay.
up, that's where this breeze is coming from, this fresh air. As at the curve of the stairs, at the uppermost part, there's a little bit of light, but it's like it's a faint kind of whitish blue glow.
I went somewhere off the map. Like my map is not going to be of any use to me right now.
It's kind of the lady or the tiger or the armadillo at this point.
Right? I will go up the stairs.
Okay. You go up the stairs, they curve,
Right.
and they open up into a circular room. First things first, you notice a couple things. Very high ceilings. Ceilings that go up probably about 30, 40 feet and are conical at the top. You also notice there is a lot of kind of brass equipment machinery in here, which seems very similar that if you once again look up, there is a large machine on kind of scaffolding that has a very strong base that goes up into this cone. The main part of this machine is a large tube that at the furthest point up right by the cone has quite a wide diameter, and then comes down to a much smaller diameter, and has a piece that looks like Give me an investigation roll, please. Good.
16.
Okay, it looks like it might come down to an eyepiece. And there's a lot of instruments, and with that investigation, this looks like, it definitely looks like either navigation or astronomy or physics or some sort of, it could be science, it could be magic sort of instruments. But the main thing that catches your attention more than anything else is as you come up to the top of the stairs, on your left is a large archway that opens up onto a balcony. And that's where the fresh air is coming in. That is where the light is coming in. That is moonlight. And all you see out is the moonlight and that dark bluish black darkness and thousands of stars.
Well, at least it's pretty.
But to see anything else, you'd have to actually step out onto the balcony.
I'm like looking, I'm like, I don't know where the crud I am, so sure, I will see if I can go into the balcony and get my bearings. 'Cause
Okay.
she's probably a little like, right now.
Okay, well, you're going to be even more something because you are higher up than you have ever been in your life. This balcony is near the top of a tower that is hundreds of feet above the ground, which the ground is part of a peninsula jutting out that you are looking down thousands of feet more onto what you can only assume is Seven Rivers. The lake is to your left, and you look out, you see a tall, jagged, spiked-looking tower over by what you can assume is the university. You can recognize certain parts of the city. This is Seven Rivers, and you're in a very large tower in what looks like a castle on top of the overlook.
So my map won't work. I'll just put that to the side. Oh, holy shit.
Do you have any initial questions or anything before I'm going to let, being that you are in a place where you might want to think, I'm going to move on to somebody else. Hello, gentlemen. Okay, so you currently find yourself in the break room. On the tables, on one of the tables, you see a couple of what look like sandwiches, and one is like a dish that has some sort of stew in it that had been wrapped up in linen or paper, sitting out with a jug and two mugs. And the benches on either side had been pushed out. You still hear a little bit of commotion out in what you assume is the lobby. You occasionally hear things like, because you rolled a pretty decent perception. And Gaius, you have very good passive perception. I'm going to say you hear a few things like, well, what is that? It's coming this way. What do we do?
Oh, God.
So
What's
it's
up, Nikita? Okay. There's a door on the far side, right?
The guy is definitely like pointing at his eyes. He's gesturing toward the door, like on the left.
Yeah. As I make my way across the room, I am definitely putting a sandwich in my mouth.
So you're taking one of the sandwiches from the table?
I grab his hand before he picks it up off, and I just gently put it back down. I'm like,
Damn it.
That was pretty awesome.
God, he just looks at you like, come on. For the audio listeners, Gaius glared at him and made a shooing gesture.
And I made the I understand face, even though I don't. I do not.
Hey, go ahead. You don't know how long they're going to be occupied with whatever has their attention. So, did either of you shut the door behind you?
No, because they left it open.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Read.
I would like to try this door.
It's
gently, quietly. Ooh, excellent. Still no light in there?
Nope.
I make sure the guys is right there with me so you can see.
Okay.
Yeah. I have my hand on his shoulder, and I.
Well,
obviously
as
will
long
close this
as
door
the
behind.
hand is still burning, as long as your hand is on his shoulder, you both can see.
Okay.
Right. That's why I want to make
Gotcha.
sure he's still with me.
Okay.
Okay. Let's consult the map.
This door right here, right?
It could be, but also the door at the far end could lead to the stairs. Just looking at it, our offices are definitely to our left, but the stairs could be in front of us too.
Let's try there first.
Okay.
Sneak,
Do
sneak,
our
sneak.
standard Scooby-Doo
Yes.
creeping along.
Okay.
I will look
This
at this
one,
door.
you notice the little plate to the left
Ah.
with the glass or gemstone square in it.
I break it out.
Okay, you use the little stone that you have, and it clicks open the door.
Excellent. Any light in there?
Nope.
Ooh, stairs. Stairs.
Yep, and close the door behind us.
Okay.
So,
Oh.
are the stairs going down from our end, Paul, or is it the other side? Orientation.
In front of you are stairs.
Okay, and they're going down.
Correct.
What's this
Oh,
place
no,
called
I don't
again?
own any.
The Hall of Lore and Ambiguity?
And antiquities.
Oh. There definitely might be more traps down here.
I mean, the thing is, you don't put deadly traps in a work environment.
No, but
Usually.
maybe like alarms, you know?
There you go.
Oh, alarms, yes. That could
Now,
definitely.
as you are going down the stairs, you do notice there is light at the bottom. Not.
Oh.
It's pretty well lit at the bottom.
Is it brightly illuminated, or is it or is it just kind of dimly lit? What's the?
It's
vibe?
like torchlight.
Candlelight.
It's like torchlight.
Okay. Okay.
Lantern light, torchlight.
All right. Well, let's.
Can we stop and listen real quick?
You certainly can. Give me an investigation check, please.
Guidance.
Dun, dun, dun. A nat 20. 23.
You don't hear anything except the crackling of the lanterns or firelight.
I give the all clear symbol.
I give the
Never
thumbs
had
up
you.
symbol.
Peek around the corner.
So it's just the set of doors in front of us.
Correct. There's lantern light as you go, and at the far end is a large door that looks incredibly old, but also fortified.
Okay, so
Does
it
the
look-
lantern
Go ahead.
sorry. Does the lantern look like it has like an oil thing in it that we can see how much is left? I'm just curious how long this thing's been burning.
There's not glass. It's like there's a
Actual torches.
yeah. Well, it's a light
Oh.
coming up out of this lantern, and the bottom is like metal, and it's
Okay.
attached. They're attached to the walls.
Gotcha. So,
Okay.
with how well lit it is and everything, does it look like people have been down here recently? Is there a bunch of dust on the floor, that kind of thing?
Give me a perception check, please. You know what? With your passive, there has been traffic, but it's not like the rest of the places that you've gone.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit of dust, but it's been disturbed numerous times, you'd say.
Okay, so potentially people have been down here in the recent future, or in the recent past, to potentially have moved the object down here. We're not just opening up, going into the warehouse where the Ark of the Covenant is, and like sealed up and nobody goes
Right.
in there
Right.
years at a time. Okay.
And in front of you are a set of, wooden doors that look very old. It's double doors. They're old. They're fortified, but they are cracked.
Oh, they are cracked.
Cracked open.
Is the tech magic picking up anything?
I'll say that with what's been going on, you're nearing the end of it, but it's still going. And no, you're not picking up any magic except from the lights.
All right. No magic.
The lights
so
are
far.
magic.
No, I think they're fed through oil or something from a cistern somewhere. I don't know. Focus.
Okay.
But if need be, I can. If need be, I can extinguish all the light. So just keep that in mind. If we need to make a quick escape, stay near one another. Keep that hand handy.
I start giggling. I can't stop.
Also, the door's ajar.
It's a door, though. It's just a door. It's not a jar. Is it
so
like...
he swears very quietly.
Does it just look like old and bent out of shape, or is it actually like open slightly that we could like push it open more or something like that?
Yes. It looks like it's open slightly. It does look old. It's not bent out of shape at all. As a matter of fact, it looks like a pretty sturdy door, but someone left it open.
All right. That means there might be people in there. So, Paul, we can leave the lighting on so this doesn't like break it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to use my cantrip of control flames, and basically all the torches around us just go out.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm going to do that in front of we see light coming from the hallway through the cracked door.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to slowly dim those lights down, like they're running out of fuel or something.
Okay.
Not to necessarily raise suspicion, but as we start to progress, the light is going to dim out and work to keep us in total darkness.
Okay.
From anybody else's perspective, but with our super creepy light hand, still see.
Okay.
That's what's happening, and it's a cantrip, so it's something I can just do. And it's only somatic, so there is no verbal cue, so I'm not giving anything away. All right, but I'm dimming the lights as we move, so we'll be able to see. They can't see us. Let's get going.
Okay.
Okay. Can we fit through, or is it not?
Yeah,
open that
you
much?
can push it open and fit through no problem. These are, this is a 20-foot wide hallway. It's a wide hallway.
We don't see anything in the hallway at the moment. Further
Nope.
down.
Nope. You at the far end, you see a door, another double set of doors that look similar to the ones you just came through, but even more banded with iron and a lot more serious looking than the ones you just came through, which look pretty sturdy on their own.
I leave the door exactly how it was as we went through.
So I'm trying to be quiet, and I'm looking for tripwires. Is there anything like that?
Okay, give me an investigation check, please.
Always guidance. The sound of guidance.
It's a 12.
Looks safe and sound as could be.
I start sneaking.
Okay.
Sneak.
And I follow.
Right there, as you come even with that lantern, the flickering of the light seems to it's already been dimmed, but it almost seems to gutter.
I've been putting those.
Okay.
I've been putting those out myself.
Okay, so it's totally out. Then as you get there, you just hear a psss.
From the torch?
Yep.
Or lantern? I look at Gaius like,
I'll trigger another detect magic. We'll say that the other one ran out of that door.
No magic in here.
Examine the torch, read. See if there's anything suspicious about it. Because none of the other ones did that when we passed,
Nope.
right?
Can I check it out?
Sure. Give me another investigation real quick, I guess.
You know what's
All right.
happening.
It is an 11.
An 11? Okay.
Yeah.
You notice that the wick of this lantern is down pretty far, and there seems to be fluid pulled around the wick. And there's like, as you're up close now, you can see like there's smoke that's kind of twirling up, and it's like,
Like when
and
you
as
just
you're
put out
close,
a candle thing. Yeah.
yeah, and as you're looking, you also notice that there's moisture kind of dripping down the wall, and there's a little, not a puddle, but the floor right around underneath that lantern is moist. There's like a stain, a water stain of some form.
The ceiling looks normal though, other than the leak slightly.
Yeah, other than that, it looks normal.
Are we sure? Are we sure
Are we
about
sure
that? Are we sure there's not a bunch of water above us?
No.
Are we sure? Okay.
No.
Okay, well, I can do stuff with some water. It's not a lot of water. Just FYI.
Okay. So we'll keep going.
Yeah.
Sneaking on, approaching the
And
door.
you come to this big wrought iron door.
Okay.
Am I sensing any magic from the door?
Nope.
No magic.
Any visible lock?
There is a regular lock, plus there is a pad to the one side, very similar to the one that you had to use to get into the stairway.
Okay. So physical lock plus the rock lock.
Correct.
Can we call them rock locks?
Rock lock, that's fine.
Rock lock.
Perfect.
Locks. Rock lobsters. All right.
Yeah, that one.
Boom, 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 boom. All right.
The new heist soundtrack.
So I think I have to try and get that other lock off first. I guess.
Yes, the normal key lock, I think. See if you can pick that. If not, you can use the hand.
I'll give it a shot.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Break out the thieves' tools. It's a sleight of hand, right?
Yep.
Guidance.
So close. All right. 23. Still pretty good.
Great. You hear it click.
Still
and
pretty good.
It opens. You hear it click, and you know that inside that door, that part of the lock is totally open.
I turn around to guys with a big grin. Then I take out the rock.
Okay.
For the-
Chris, I picture the whole him turning around smiling like that, and guys just going, "Don't get cocky, kid."
It's like Gaius doesn't have a timekeeping device, but he's like, don't know how. Like he's just imagining like Nikita wrestling a guard off a rooftop to their mutual demise. Like butt trumpet like stuck to the ceiling, just like as people are walking underneath them.
Oh no.
Calandra and Viv Viv openly weeping as they're tossing like the corpses of the guards in a closet. Because something terrible went wrong. Yeah, we should hurry, bud.
Butt trumpet on the ceiling as Eldred's getting pummeled by somebody. It's like, oh no.
Yeah. Just guards around him, just kicking him while he's down.
Oh, horrible thoughts. Let's not have this.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
Can I see in this
we
room? The door opens, right?
Both doors have opened up. It is
Were they
a
noisy?
long room that on either side are rows upon rows of shelving, like bookshelves that are filled with books and scrolls and all sorts of things. Boxes that look like they might be books but have locks on them, things like that.
Oh, whoops.
Now, Paul, this artifact is very magical, right? Like super duper magical.
You
That's
were
the
told
impression we
that
got.
they don't say artifact for just
Anything. Yeah.
anything, yeah.
Well, with my detect magic going,
Well, we're about ready to get to that.
I was about to say, let me know if I'm about to be blinded by something so powerful. Like if I'm going in, I'm like, and it starts glowing real. I'm like, nope. Before I close this one fully, Paul, is this one have like a mechanism to open, or is it
Does
like,
what have a
only
mechanism to open?
the door on this side? Like on this side of the door, there's like handles. There's
Handles.
A lock.
Handles.
Okay, so we can. Okay.
And there's a bar that you can put across it. There's shelving on either side of you going all the way down the length of the room.
Mm-hmm.
Gaius, you see all you like shelving, and there's probably about the shelves go up about 20 feet.
Yeah.
And you just see row upon row packed with what look like really old scrolls, really old books, what look like maybe large boards of things that are stacked on top of each other. Some of the books look to have large locks and chains around them. But what really catches your attention is right about, here and here. In other words, at the end of each row of books, from the wall from which you came in all the way down, it's like there is a thin sheen of glowing magic.
So the right hand seems to have a magic shield, perhaps.
Both do. Both sides of it's.
Both
They're
sides
right at
do.
the end of the bookshelves, and it goes from on either side of the doors you came in all the way down, and you get this feeling from this magic very similar to the pulsing glow of the colors around the doors that you came in by the stairways.
Reed, we might be able to get through these barriers with your key, the rock. So make sure we stay together in here.
What
Okay.
barriers?
Oh, the shelving. Don't go make sure you have the rock out and. Actually, you know what? Here, give me the rock real quick.
Okay.
The magic
I
key
get it too.
rock. And I just kind of bring it close to the barrier that I see. Do I
Okay.
notice any change in it at
Nope.
all? Okay. Before I go inserting my hand, and don't go past the bookshelves. Let's see if there's a receptacle for this to maybe turn these off before I go dispelling magics that I am. So,
Should we
Paul,
just go
like
down the
when we
middle
walked
for now?
in, and closed the doors behind the, like on the walls near where the energy might be projecting from, is there any like receptacles for the?
Nope.
How about on the ends of the bookshelves? Is there
Nope.
anything? No. Okay. All right.
Now, let me
let's-
finish describing what's in the room, okay?
Sorry. Go ahead.
No,
You're
you're
done.
fine. You're fine. I just figured before you start doing anything, you should keep in mind all these other things. This here is a cart, or some people might call it a trolley. It's the sort of thing that you move, like a dolly sort of thing, but cart-sized.
Now, is it like a library trolley or?
Yeah, except it's flat on top.
Okay.
And on top of this is what looks almost like a glass aquarium, except the aquarium, especially around the outlines of it and everything, has a glow of magic to it. Like the glass has a glow of magic to it. And there's definitely something in there, but with the glow, you can't really tell what it is from this distance. You'd have to get up and look in from the side as opposed to where you are right now. Okay?
All right.
And this thing here,
Yes.
at the far end of the room,
Slapping
behind
monster.
which is another big iron door, set of double doors. It's standing in front of them. This is probably about 12 feet tall. It looks like a massive person that's kind of like a orangish beige almost. Head is almost non-existent. The head is kind of like a extended lump on top of it, and it looks like it's wearing almost like a cartoon version of a helmet as drawn by like a kid, because there's like this squared out part with the face, but there's no real face. There's just some indentations, and then it's like this weird helmet that was put on as if a kid drew it. The chest is massive. The arms seem normal size for the bicep, but the forearm and the hands just kind of go out and are huge. And the legs are very similar. The thighs are the regular size that you would imagine for something 12 feet tall, but the knees on down to the feet just flare out and are massive. And in the chest appears to be a dark circular stone encircled by a gold plate.
What's it look like it's made out of?
You can't really tell. It's not like shiny metal. Definitely not wood.
Is it potentially like clay or
Possibly.
What is that thing?
would guy? I'm trying to wonder if Chris has suppositions. Would Gaius have the same though? Is the question. I guess Paul, this is like I'm gonna have to pass this to you. Is this something arcane enough that I wouldn't recognize, or is there something that Gaius in his eating of the esoteric at the Abbey would have potentially come across to have an idea of what it could be?
Give me an Arcana check.
9.
No, you have no idea what this could be.
I don't know what it is, but I don't think we should mess with it. I have no clue what it is, but definitely don't pick a fight with it.
So just don't touch it, and maybe it won't try to kill us with
it. It looks like it's... Is it facing toward the door or toward us?
It's facing towards you. But it could just be a statue. You know, it's
Yeah.
down
it could just be a
there.
statue.
It's dark. It's, you know.
So it's probably guarding that door behind. Hey, there's a fish tank on that trolley. Let's go take a look at that real quick and see what that's about. And you know what I'll do?
Okay.
Once we do that, maybe I will message the other party members on the different floors to see if they found it. Well, I'll just do the 4th floor because if Viv found it, they would have messaged us with their brooch. So maybe I'll just check
Okay.
the 4th. Just so if we have to deal with this, it's going to be a problem.
Okay.
So I guess we'll approach like the trolley,
Okay.
Paul,
Yep.
cautiously.
Gaius,
Yeah.
you're where you are. Reed comes up next to you right at basically at the foot of the trolley there. And with your passive perception and with detect magic going, you notice two things.
Okay.
The first is interesting in and of itself, and that is the magic field of this glass case flares and starts to sputter and then goes totally out. The magic sheen by the bookcases is still running and still firm and hasn't changed one bit. The thing that you find most interesting is that as Reed steps up to you, the gem in his forehead kind of lights up faintly. And once the magic around the glass case dissipates, and now you can see what's in the case is glowing pretty bright. Once that goes, it kind of flickers and glows like really bright for a second, and then just fades to a slight pink glow in his forehead.
Your head glowed. Your head glowed.
What?
Your gem glowed. Your head gem.
Do I feel
Jam.
anything, Paul?
Nope. When you've had effects from your gem before, it's like felt like it was burning, but this time nothing. And it never lit up or anything. It just felt like it was burning.
So he could see it through the scarf.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Reed. Just back up a bit again.
Oh, okay.
Back. Just,
I back up
slowly. Does the tank change in any way?
The tank doesn't change at all, but Reed's gem kind of fades out.
Okay. I step back just a little bit just to see if I had any effect as well. Nothing.
On the fish tank, no.
Nope. And the glow of magic is now from the interior.
Oh, the glow is back in the tank?
Well, there's a glow. There was a glow before. It's a different glow because before you could tell that it was the glass tank or case that was the magic. Yeah. That has faded out, which allows you to see that what is in there is magic.
Okay. All right. Okay, so before jar was magic, now not. All right. Let's move back up. And
should I come with you?
Yeah. Come back up.
Okay.
So you
see as you're closer, Gaius, since you're right there, there is a piece of parchment kind of adhered to the glass case on the top.
I obviously read it.
It says, "The Yatagan Bork Tasildar."
Oh. Okay. Later on, you're going to have to spell that
Not a
out
problem
for us, so we don't worry about it now. Yatagan.
Bork.
And
there's like an accent after the C. And then it says
don't worry about that.
Sildar.
Yeah, I'm not going to say
some
that
other language.
On the off chance.
Some other language. It means made you look.
I just don't want to
accidentally
Yeah, I don't want to accidentally summon a bunch of deadites or something, so I'm not going to say that out loud.
Oh, he said deadites.
Yeah. So is this like a sealed jar? What exact? You said it's like an aquarium. Is it an open top one or
no? It's sealed, glass on all sides. So Reed, are you standing behind Gaius, or what are you doing?
Well, I'm assuming we're not as big on the map as we look there, so
right.
I'm just a little bit closer to Gaius, like I'm right next to him.
Kind of there.
Are you guys? Well, no, I was saying, if he's where he is, I'm where I was, just like more like in his space, closer because we're smaller.
Okay, all right, we'll just gotcha.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Okay, Reed, roll me a 20-sider, please.
Just don't make my head explode. Well, lucky number 7.
Guys, you notice that Reed kind of is next to you, and he takes a step, and he kind of gets closer to the case, the tank at one point, and there's another little spark of light in his gem that you see through the scarf, and at that point, there's all of a sudden a crack in the tank.
And I immediately grab him, and we step back away.
Okay, the crack grows, and it's a clear glass tank, so you know, and bits of glass fall out and crash on the floor. The first thing you notice is inside this tank is you're not sure if it's a very long dagger or a very short sword. in there. But as the glass hits the marble and shatters in all directions, our good buddy in front of you here,
Balls.
the
No.
big round circle on his chest lights up a bright orange, and two lights in what could be placed as his head side by side light up bright yellow, and it's like a fanned out beam that goes out to about here and then just kind of flickers from the right to the left, like this beam kind of goes and then and it's all this bright yellow light, like this beam of it, and it does it, and then it goes back, and then the lights in the eyes and in the chest slowly fade back to darkness.
Okay. So sound might have done that. All right.
What was that?
He's like some kind of security thing. I'm almost certain if we were standing there and it saw us, it would then try to kill us.
Okay, let's not go there.
Yeah. Well, we might have to because the door behind him might be open. So we might just have to be super sneaky about it.
Did you break that tank thingy? The
No,
glass?
your gem thing kind of glowed again, and it kind of broke it open, almost like in reaction to your presence, like that
Oh,
short sword or dagger is like attuned to the gem in your head,
oh.
which might be bad. Less likely good.
Okay, what do I do?
Yeah, and this is literally guys going like,
So you know, on the side of the tank, like 3/4 of the glass is missing because it kind of broke out and shattered on the
Yeah.
floor.
Yeah, I mean, it was sealed away for a reason, and oh god, I don't.
Oh, now it's free.
Yeah,
So we saved it.
Sort of. Well, it's kind of free. Listen,
It's just a
I'm
weapon,
saying,
right? It's just
Oh, it's got some magic attached to it. Hey,
oh.
my detect magic is still going. That thing's magic. Is
Oh,
up and
yeah.
out, isn't it? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. It's
it's
It's a
a
magic
pretty
weapon, buddy.
it's a pretty bright glow too.
yeah, it's got a wicked glow about it. That's a magic weapon.
Well, I like
Not
magic
what
weapons.
we're
I don't
yeah,
really. I
not
never
what
had
we're-
one, but I think I'd like one. No.
Yeah, not what we're here for. But I understand. Like, I'm not advising you not to take it, but I'm not advising you to take it.
Well, I mean, it.
Listen, if it were a hammer, I'd be tempted, but I don't know if I'd take it. If you catch my drift. This is gonna cut. This is all you, buddy. Also, if it does take control of your body, I will have to
It could do that.
dispose of you. And don't worry, I'll bring it back. I'm sure you'll just be missing a hand or something when I'm done. Worst case.
You think it'd be
Best
like my
case.
sword hand or my bacon hand?
Probably the sword one. If you're holding the sword, then I have to remove it from.
I don't know
You
which
still
one
have
first,
the
but
bacon
okay.
hand.
That's true. I could learn to fight with my other hand.
You do already fight
And-
with your other hand.
I do sometimes, yeah.
I've seen you multiple times do that with some proficiency.
Okay, so you're saying I should try it then, right? Okay.
No, I didn't say it.
Can I quietly approach and try to grab the weapon?
Sure. You can reach in.
Should I mute myself?
The hilt is at the end closest to you, and the glass is shattered in that area so that you could reach in and grasp it. Give me a dexterity check if you want to avoid hitting the glass on the way out and possibly breaking it further.
Oh, Bacchus.
A 17.
Okay, you pull that out without even touching the sides. It's like when you were younger, you played that game Operation.
Yes.
And like Gaius is literally like standing behind him, about like ready to like break his neck or something if he goes all crazy. You good, bud? How you feeling?
How am I feeling, Paul?
You feel fine. The sword feels a little interesting in your hand. The blade...
Is it more like a short sword or a dagger?
That's I'm getting to. It's like neither and a little bit of both.
Long dagger.
It's definitely not long enough to be considered a short sword, and it's definitely longer than your average dagger.
Okay.
There is no cross piece in the hilt. The blade curves slightly downward. The blade comes out and curves downward a little bit, and as it curves, it starts to flare a little bit at the end, so the flat part at the end is a little wider than by the hilt, and the very tip hooks just a little bit as it comes to a point. But the most interesting thing is around the handle, the grasp. At the end of it is this weird jade stone type thing that's wrapping the end that almost looks like if you had a pouch sitting on a table that was open and just the end was kind of curved open and like facing this way. Kind of a cross between that and the handle grip of a hand crossbow. It's green jade. It's very smooth. It's kind of like the handle goes to this lump that kind of just, it's like almost like wax that began to, the lump was too heavy for the rest of it and just began to drip a little bit. But from the front of this piece of jade comes 6 tendrils that wrap around the handle and the base part of the blade. And
like jade tendrils?
Yep. And it looks like there were 2 more that may have been snapped off, but where they were snapped off now is a very dark green with like little bits of black in there.
I hold it out in front of Gaius.
Feels really good. Feels very light and like so easy to wield. You've never felt a weapon this. It's like it just floats and cuts the air like a hot knife through butter.
It's really valuable looking, and it feels so good to swing. And I take a couple of air swings.
Could just say it less creepy.
Oh,
could you describe it as not feeling good? Is that?
Oh no, like really easy
your
to
emotion. Yeah, I'm just saying.
No,
you kind of put
I think I feel fine.
Weird spin on it. It's
really
made
easy
me worried
to swing
for half a second. That's good. Hey,
yeah, it's just very
great.
easy to swing.
Swing it away from me, though. Yeah.
Oh yes, of course.
Swing it away from me. Okay. So Paul.
Yes.
Aside from the barriers of energy that are going along the shelving units, I'm not picking up any artifacty levels of power.
No. The thing in front of you, the orange thing, is glowing magical, and that's glowing pretty bright as well. The whole thing's glowing as a whole, but that gem in its chest is really flaring bright.
I'm sorry, is my head still glowing?
No. It was pretty bright before. You get the feeling because of whatever that light was that emitted from it, it activated something that kicked some higher magic into play.
Okay. All right, bud.
What does the artifact look like? This couldn't be the artifact, right?
Well, no, it's the files of Glenn Glenore. I'm assuming it's
No
not
papers?
a folder. No, I'm assuming. I was literally about to say. I'm assuming it's not a folder full of papers. It's like
It's a trapper
I
keeper.
was thinking more like blacksmith files, perhaps. Like
Oh.
something like that, perhaps. Anyway, I was just assuming that it would have so much magic. It would be like looking at the sun or something for me.
Oh.
And seeing as all this stuff is kind of like some books, some stuff, they wouldn't have probably stored it right here. I'm almost certain behind the giant guardian with the door there's probably something there. If it were me and I had a super magic thing, I'd stick it in that for safekeeping. Behind him, whatever.
Hey there, Butt Trumpet.
Hi!
So we are back at you in front of this vault.
So we are at the vault.
Well, you named it that. I was trying to make things easy for you.
The letter called it a vault.
A vault or a safe or whatever.
Well, this is a vault or a safe.
Yes.
So, okay, there is something wrapped in parchment on top of it. Was that what you were saying?
On one of the shelves inside.
So there's shelves and the safe.
No, the safe thing opened up and there's shelves inside it.
Okay, I didn't understand that. It sounded like the safe was closed and something was on it. Okay.
No. You've got it open. It opens up and there's shelves and there's about 6 bottles that have different colored liquids in them. This large 3-foot by 3-foot flat thing wrapped in parchment and some stacks of papers.
Like to...
Oh, and a little chest. But the chest is small.
Okay, so none of these things match anything. I mean, obviously, I don't want to just disregard this. I'm just trying to think of how much meddling would be advisable to get away with.
Right.
Considering right now. I'm gonna at least roll an Arcana check on the bottles, see if I recognize any particular potions.
Okay.
Woof. Gonna be that kind of night. Okay, never mind. How big is the thing in parchment again? Remind me.
3-foot by 3-foot, and it's flat. It's only a couple inches thick.
Okay.
I mean, from looking at it, it could be a painting. It could be a mirror.
Yeah, painting. What I
Could
was
be a plaque.
kind of thinking. Okay. Then, does the chest have a lock?
Yes.
Rictus, do you want to real quick? Like, I know it's not what we're looking for, but do you want to at least see what's in the chest?
Rictus goes, I'm always game for that. So he goes, he takes out his lockpick picks, leans forward, and you see a glyph flare in the air right in front. It's like he broke a part of the air and this glyph lit up this bright yellowish white. And I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please. All of you.
Well, oh shit. 11?
Okay, there is a burst of bluish white light that throws all of you and kind of throws you back. And you take 16 points of damage from this force. And from you bounce into the bookcase pretty hard.
Oh, that's not nice. Well, I'd like to use my necklace and see if I can at least get a couple points back.
Go ahead.
Is it a D8?
Yes.
That was a big help. I'm on fire today. Oh, God. Is everybody else okay?
Eldred kind of shakes himself off and goes, God. He's knocked over the plant, and you look over by the door, and Rictus is face down for a minute, doesn't seem to be moving.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Eldred, I don't know if Rictus is still alive. I'm not doing so hot either.
Okay. Eldred goes over, and Rictus, he's like, touch him and like patting him and everything, and Rictus kind of just, for a moment, just kind of shakes his head and goes, well, fuck. Shit.
You're telling me.
What the hell?
I have no idea what that was.
Give me an Arcana check there, Butt Trumpet.
Okay. Oh, come on! God, I suck.
Eldred goes, that is what we call a glyph of warding.
Okay, well. One dose of that is all I needed. No artifact here.
Eldred goes, yeah, I think we can agree on that.
Let's close this up and get the fuck out of here before anything else happens.
Okay.
But we're gonna remember to tell the group about those letters.
That sounds really important, yeah. Rictus goes over, I'll get the doors.
Yeah, be careful.
You can count on it there, shit, Jesus. He goes over and shuts the doors from the outside and kind of uses like something he found on the desk, like the board that you write on top of that's like felt usually. I forget what that's called, but he uses that to kind of push the lock so that the lock clicks. So he doesn't break that barrier again. Puts it back on the desk and comes back to you, or goes back to Eldred by the front door.
Yeah, I should probably make my way over there, huh?
Yeah.
Want to check, make sure no one's out there?
Rick just goes, okay. You might have to do it too just to get the vision out there.
Oh, right, okay.
Give me a perception check there, Butt Trumpet.
Yeah.
You don't hear anything and you don't see anything either way.
Alright, do we want to keep going down this hallway?
Rick just goes, you're in charge.
Oh, that's a terrible idea.
Would you rather the guy named Rictus makes the decisions?
I suppose not. So let's try and make our way down the hall.
You pass that door that you saw open and shut to your left, or as you're viewing it right now, it's to the right, and in front of you is a statue. This one is of a muscular man in armor, no helmet, with long flowing hair, has a hand out like in front of him like this, looks to you almost like he's casting a spell, and the other hand is cupped and has a circular sphere about the size of a grapefruit, maybe a little bit larger. Mm-hmm. And circling his head are 6 all smaller spheres. Each one is probably the size of somewhere between a golf ball and a plum.
Okay, is there a plaque at the bottom of his...
Yes, there is. It says, Maestros. The aria wouldn't be what it is today without the help of the Maestros during the Great Wars.
All about the witch wars in here.
Eldred says, well, that is the main part of the history of things, right?
I know, I don't really hear much about it anywhere else. Not usually, anyway. But anyway.
I mean, from the people I've known, it's usually the old people who were around during that time who never talk about anything but. But
Right.
if you go to museums and history places, that's the main focus.
That's fair. Okay, well,
But like when I'm at the
That's-
bars, no one's going, the wars.
I know. All right, well, let's keep going then.
You notice there are windows to your left that look out over the colonnade.
Anything interesting out there?
Across from you and a little bit north, you can see the gallows that have been built, and there's like large wooden bleachers set up behind it and on either side. And at the foot of the gallows, there seem to be 2 guards just kind of standing there talking. City guard, it looks like. Actually, these might be palace guard, but from this distance, it's probably about 400 or 500 feet away. You can't be 100% sure.
I direct Eldred and Rictus's attention to the windows and to have them look out real quick.
Okay. Eldred goes, I don't know. When I die, I don't think I want a bunch of people watching.
Yeah, I don't really think an audience is my ideal for that.
Bring the kids, face painting and snacks. Yeah, that's what I want for my death.
It's such a big to-do about this guy in particular, too.
Rictus goes, anybody know what the guy did?
Oh, jeez, what did the town crier say?
Oh, I don't remember,
Damn
says
it.
Eldred.
I don't even think they confirmed that he actually did anything.
I think you might be right, says Eldred.
Something's going on with that.
Yeah. There's a lot of that going on, says Eldred. You noticing
Of course. Nothing is ever as it seems. God forbid something be straightforward. Speaking of straightforward, what's straight ahead?
that? There is a statue.
And what does this statue say? And what is it of?
This is a very tall woman in robes with holding a wand up in front of them. And it says Merryweather of Valensis. The aria is thankful to those amazing spellcasters that sacrificed themselves so that we could be free.
All right, and what is past the statue?
There is a door straight ahead.
Any light coming out from the bottom of it? Might as well check this one out too.
Rictus goes, I take it that's my cue?
If you please.
That's fine, no problem. We sure this one's not going to blow me down the hallway like the last one?
I'd really like to believe that they only do that like once per floor.
Ah,
You know, a couple times per floor is just overkill.
yeah, it's kind of tacky is what you're saying, huh?
Exactly, you get it.
Ah, okay, I can go with that, he says. He goes up, he kind of studies the door jamb and everything, and goes, and the door's open, so he opens it. Looks and peeks in, and then he steps inside.
I follow suit.
You're in a room that has some sofas, some tables, and, just there's little flower dishes on the side tables. The sofas look very fancy. And directly in front of you are 2 doors. One has a silhouette of a knight on it, and the other one has the silhouette of what you can only imagine is like a lady in waiting with dresses and the conical hat with the little veil coming out the back of it.
Are we at the bathrooms?
Rictus looks, tries one of the doors, peeks in, and goes, "Whew, yep."
Okay, well, nothing here. I'd certainly hope the artifact wouldn't be in there. Okay.
Eldred goes, "That'd be pretty crappy magic."
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
I'm here. I'm here till Monday. Try the veal.
All right, well, let's try going back.
Okay. Where do you go next?
Well, it's kind of a dead end here, so... We didn't go in through this door that I just came in front of yet. We just heard things from it.
Correct. You saw what looked like someone peek around the corner, and when they saw you, quickly went back in and shut it.
It's the only door we haven't gone in, but I don't like the fact that someone's in there, and I'm very conflicted about it.
I'll tell you what, why don't you think about that?
I
You
think
and
Viv is-
Gristle are in this room alone.
I think she would look at Gristle and just kind of... Do you think we should use this as a distraction, or do you think we should just continue on to the library?
Gristle says, well, it's you and me, kid. And maybe I'm not as smart as you, but I'm not exactly sure what we use as a distraction. And do we really want to draw attention to ourselves?
That's why I was wondering if I don't know who's out there running around, but perhaps they're a good enough distraction already. Shall we try getting into the library? I don't know what else there might be in here.
We can try if you want.
Otherwise, I would say we could head upstairs back to the rest of them, because they're going to have to come back up anyway, right?
Eventually, yeah, but now this is one of the floors that they thought this stuff was on, right?
That's what I thought too, right?
Yeah, because that's why we split up onto different floors, because they thought that was where the stuff was, right?
Right, and I had a feeling it would be in this room, but I'm not seeing anything that matches the description, so we should probably try to look in the library, but...
There are 2 doors left in this room that we haven't gone in.
Oh, wonderful. I hadn't seen those. Let's try those.
There's this one over here behind the armored people.
Oh.
And there's
alright.
one right here. Do you see that one?
Let's try the further one away from the guards first, because I don't want to alert them too much yet.
Oh, I'm with you there. I have no problem with that. So, you try it and it's locked.
Are you good at lockpicking, Gristle?
Oh! It's my middle name.
Wonderful.
That and Floyd.
Ah!
Although, Floyd is kind of a given name by a friend of mine, so it's not really my, God-given middle name. I don't think I have one. I think it's just Gristle.
Interesting. I don't have a middle name either.
It's a lot of writing and spelling and stuff when you have extra names, I found.
Perhaps, yes.
He's talking to you as he's working, and without even any effort, the door just opens. He goes, "There you go."
Wonderful. That was impressive.
Oh, thanks. I have my moments.
Oh. Okay. This looks promising.
Okay, so in here, you have a table to your left with some parchment on it, a couple pieces of parchment. To your right is a rack with a number of lances on it. And it looks like there is tags attached to the lances. And straight ahead is what looks like a very large kind of what Brianna would know as an aquarium tank. It's like a large glass tank. And it seems to be kind of filled about a quarter of the way up with some sort of viscous something or other.
Can I look more closely at that? Does that match it does not match the description of the artifact at all, right?
No.
Can she do... She can't do Arcana really well. Can she try to figure out what its purpose might be?
You certainly can try.
Okay.
You'd have to get a little closer to get a good look at it and then roll an Arcana check.
Actually, I think she would just look at it and then immediately look at the papers on her left to see if the papers can tell her what it is.
No problem. The papers seem to be notes. It talks about specimen number X4275, and it just talks about the different experiments that have been used for it, and every single one has failed.
Interesting. Okay. All right. I don't think it's in here. I think we have to try the
You
other
do
door
see a
behind
piece of
those.
parchment seems to be stuck to the top of the tank when you kind of move. There is parchment stuck to the top of it.
Well, I'm definitely gonna look at that.
Okay. You would have to get closer to, because it looks like there's writing on it.
Oh boy. Okay. I get closer.
Okay. I feel like Hannibal Lecter. Closer. There you go. Okay.
All right.
The parchment says specimen 4275 discovered in the bowels of the ruins of Selenus.
Selenus. How is that spelled?
Selenmis. And as you're reading it, you see this viscous stuff filling the bottom is like a whitish yellow, and it kind of forms up into a blob that then hammers against the glass with a large right by you.
Oh, I jumped back.
Okay.
Okay.
And then like two more, and they bang against the glass, and then they just kind of, and the whole thing's like, it's like a tank of very thick fluids kind of undulating in there. And it's all this yellowish, brownish white.
All right. Well, this isn't what we're looking for, so I think we should just get away from it. And she's just gonna back out of the room, kind of still watching it as she backs out.
Okay. Gristle says, "I'm with you. That's some weird ass snot in there."
Right. Okay, how are we going to get past these? If they're movement detected, or we could try sneaking behind them. Perhaps they won't notice us.
We can try.
All right. And Viv is gonna try to stealthily go behind them.
Okay. I'll let you roll a stealth check.
Okay. Normal. Ooh, 27.
Very good. I will put you right there.
Nice. Okay. Is the door locked again?
This one actually is not.
Okay. She's just gonna duck right in then. Oh my. There appears to be blood in here. Does she see anything to note in here aside from what looks like burn marks and blood on that table?
Well, what you see is, other than those markings, which we'll get to in a second, this seems to be a pristinely clean room. The walls and the everything is white marble. You also notice, unlike the other rooms, you had to step in like 10 feet to get into the actual part of the room. So that's a little strange. And the table to your right looks like it's like scorch marks, like what looks like might have been an explosion or something on the table that also kind of blasted out. And then, you know, there's some of the scorch marks on the walls around it and the floor. But there is a large amount of blood around there on the floor and splattered along that corner of the room on the wall. And even some on the ceiling overhead.
Can I possibly make a nature check on the blood to see if it's like human or some sort of creature, possibly?
Sure. I'll let you do that.
Okay. 15.
I would say that it's probably a good bet it's probably human or it's humanoid. Let's put it that way.
Humanoid, yeah.
That's your best guess.
Okay. Can I look around for some sort of like secret compartment, because it is odd that I had to walk 10 feet inward? Like, is there can I search for an extra room?
Do an investigation check. You got it.
Sounds good. Thank you. 16.
Okay. The way it's set up, what I'm going to tell you is this. It looks like this room has a layer. Your best guess is the room has a layer. It's either for soundproofing or protection, or it's something to baffle either damage or noise or something from within the room from the outside part of the building. The rest of the building, we'll say. And from looking at that table when you did your investigation, your best bet is that someone was probably checking out something on the table. From the way the blood splattered and everything, they were probably standing at the bottom corner, and something went horribly wrong with whatever it was they were working with. And it looks, from the looks of it, it looks like they were able to clean up the pieces of whatever it was they were investigating, as well as the person who was doing the investigating. But they pretty much haven't cleaned up anything else.
Can I tell roughly how old the blood is? Like, how long has it been sitting there?
With your roll, I'll say probably within the last week. We'll say that. It's not like super fresh, but it's not so, like, for instance, the blood isn't so dried that it's like turning brown and black. It's not scabbing.
Right,
It's not turning into skin, like dark, dried up skin, but it's tacky and thick, and around the edges maybe you're getting some discoloration, but
if there's nothing else that she can find in here, I think she would try to sneak back out.
Yeah, the room's pretty, other than that one little section, the room's pretty pristine.
And she would come back out.
Okay.
And do I need to roll stealth again?
Yes, please.
Nat 20.
Oh, you are, it's like, you're amazing. Put yourself wherever you want.
Okay, I would just head back to Gristle.
Okay.
And I would tell him what I found in there. There was some blood and scorch marks in there, but nothing, no objects, just 2 tables. Nothing to note at all, aside from
he looks at you
the
and
suspicious
says,
mess.
What the fuck do these people fuck around with?
I don't know. It's the weirdest shit. I don't understand it. Well, I don't think we should definitely don't think we should touch that toy monkey at all. Seeing as things might blow up here, I don't know if that's one. She's gonna just take one more like little lap around the room just to see if there's anything she hasn't looked over yet.
That thing in the center, so you know, is the freight elevator you saw on the handwritten map.
Right. Okay.
There's trapdoors, and around it is framework that goes to it, and like a large wheel with chains wrapped around it that seem to go to the different sides of this thing. And
Gristle, do you think we should try the freight elevator, or would you like to just try the library? I don't think we'll be able to get in.
Well, if you think there's, we probably should check more than this room.
I agree.
If we're going to be thorough.
All right, let's take a look around.
Okay.
And she's going to exit out this back door over here.
Okay. It is locked.
Gristle, would you mind helping me out here?
He comes over and he says, I'm sorry. I think we're screwed with this one. Look, there's one of those panels. That square panel with the stone.
Damn. All right. Then I guess we'll go out this way.
Same thing.
Unless, nope. Okay. Then this is definitely a room I'm curious to look into, but I can't. So she goes up to the top one.
Okay.
I think she's gonna just peer down this hallway.
Okay.
So these are the doors that were on the other side that had the panel. Interesting. Okay. This door here with the orbs in front of it, can she open that, or does it require a panel?
It has a panel.
She's gonna walk down here just to see the tail end of it.
Okay.
Is this door at the very end of the hall? Does that have a panel?
No.
Oh, okay. Is it locked?
Yes.
All right, Gristle, try this one. This one doesn't have a panel.
Okie dokie. You're the boss. Boy, he's rolling some pretty amazing rolls today.
Is there anything to note in here?
Okay. There is a desk directly in front of you with a chair behind it, a bunch of messed up papers. And when I say mess, I just mean like it's a pile of papers that is pretty unruly. And, you know,
disorganized. Okay.
Yeah, and a quill and some ink. And there's 2 bookcases that are kind of overstuffed with things, different like folders and books and like stacks of papers and things like that.
She'll quickly just like skim through the papers on the desk to see anything about like a transfer notice or anything regarding the files of Glen Gallinor.
All of the papers seem to be billing requests. They also seem to be invoices and requests for things to be investigated or figured out. It's a lot of,
Okay.
you know, basically business BS paperwork.
If she doesn't find anything to note, she'll go back to Gristle. Alright, I don't think we can get into the library. This is just an office with bills, nothing, no artifact. I think we should try the freight elevator, and I believe that leads down to the 2nd floor. Maybe we can catch up to Reed and Gaius, and we can get the key from them and go into the library.
Gristle goes, whatever you say, sister.
All right. And she'll go back around. That way she can get to the door that does work and go back inside. She's going to try to figure out how to work an elevator. I don't think she's ever seen one before.
Okay, give me an investigation check then.
Okay. Oh, not bad. 17.
Okay. You can see that there is roughly where Gristle is standing. To the one side, there is a switch that kind of comes and the handle's up here and it's sticking straight out. It looks like you can put it up and it goes into these metal clips, or you can put it down and it also goes into metal clips.
Gristle, have you ever worked an elevator before?
I don't even know what an elevator is.
Okay. I've heard of them. But they should take us from one floor down or up, but I think this one goes down. So I think just flipping it the other way should get it to work. And she's going to attempt to work this.
Okay. Tell me what you do.
Can you describe the switches again? Like how they're positioned currently?
It's one switch.
One switch, okay?
It's currently sticking out straight from the framing of this thing. There is a plate. It's on this rectangular up and down plate. If you push the switch up, there's clips for it to go into up, and there's switches, clips for it to go down, too. So you have two choices.
She's gonna try down because that's where she wants to go.
You flick it down, and you notice that the wheel and a number of things kind of do a slight lurch, including the big wheel with the chains, but it's like it does a lurch of like 5 inches and stops.
She'd flip it the other way.
Okay. You do it up, and all of a sudden you hear like a and the wheel starts to turn, and these chains go through a series of pulleys, and you notice there's 2 chains that go onto either side that then come down and go through holes in the floor, and they are currently winching up, and the wheel is filling with more chains. The noise is kind of loud. Eventually, the trapdoors in front of you slowly kind of open up, and in front of you, you saw as they opened up that it was kind of clear and a drop beneath them, but eventually a platform takes the space of that emptiness.
All right, that was really loud, but hopefully no one heard. Shall we?
Sure, that thing's safe?
I've heard that they usually are. They only have a couple of accidents every so often, and I think they don't usually involve in death, but sometimes they do. But I think we'll be fine. This looks sturdy.
Okay, if you say so, I'm going to trust you. You know,
Yeah.
On the platform is a wooden pole that comes up on the far end of the platform that you step onto, with a smaller switch. Same thing, up or down.
She's gonna try down again because she seems to think that she's up to bring it up to this floor, down to go down to the other floor.
And that it starts to drop, and you notice that as you go down, the trap door starts to also drop and close over your head. You go down to the 2nd floor.
She's going to be so quiet and try to figure out if she can find Gaius and Reed at all anywhere. Do I, with my Warden's Quarry, get any advantage on investigation for finding them, tracking them, or no?
Sure.
Awesome. Okay. Let me do investigation. Advantage. Okay. 14.
Okay. Well, they're definitely not in this room, but they definitely came through this room.
Okay. Do I know the direction?
Down.
Down. Down.
It looks like they, or up. They used the elevator.
I see. Okay, I would have heard them if they took the elevator up, so I'm going to go down again with the elevator.
Gristle says, wait for me.
Oh yes, come back on. I think they went down.
Okay.
I can only see tracks coming to here, that's all.
Okay, you know, it starts clinking away and starts to go down again. And it takes a while, and once again you start lowering, and the trapdoor lowers over top of you. And it clinks away, and you finally come down to what you only imagine is the floor below.
Alright, I believe we're now on the 1st floor. If I try clinking it down again, it won't go, right?
No. As a matter of fact, the thing that you did find is this floor, it's a step up to get on the platform, and there's a little ramp that kind of leads up onto the platform.
Okay. And she's gonna exit out and try to decipher which way they went from here.
Okay.
can I do another investigation with advantage, or?
Sure.
Cool. Okay, good thing. All right, 18.
Okay. Here's what you find.
Mm-hmm.
There's some movement over here. Like,
Okay.
someone was obviously recently over there. But when you
Okay.
go over there, you hear talking on the other side of the wall.
And it's not voices I recognize.
Not at all. And
Okay,
it
do not
looks
go that
like
way.
they probably went through here.
I will take that way, and I will definitely be stealthing to make sure that they do not hear me.
Okay. Now, because it's stealth against living beings, I will roll the stealth for you, okay?
Oh, okay, sure.
The reason being is very often if someone rolls a 1, they're like, oh, I'm not even going to bother. I rolled a 1. This way, you don't know if you did it or not, because usually, you know, it could be close and you'll be like, I don't know. Is that good or not? You know, am I doing well?
Okay.
Okay.
So, if I wanted to, could my inspiration help me out in here, or no?
Yeah.
She's going to sneak up to that door and just slowly open it, as long as it is unlocked. If it is
Which
something
it
she
is,
can
as a
get
matter
through.
of fact.
Perfect. And definitely just gonna stay in the doorway and look both ways before fully exiting, just to see if
Okay.
she sees anybody.
This room is dark. It's empty. No one home.
Can she get an idea of which direction they went?
Yeah, you rolled an 8. They went to the left.
Okay. And she's gonna go to the left. Can she tell which door perhaps they went through?
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Okay.
This one right here.
Oh, okay. Before she goes in, is there a
before
panel?
you go in, let me give you a little description of what you're seeing
Sure.
here.
Yes,
This seems to be kind of a storage room of some sort. There's racks of boxes and barrels behind you along this hallway. Those are all racks of things.
Mm-hmm.
Over here is what looks like a large wrought iron barn door that has 3 bars going across the back of it that end in really big padlocks. And I'll say from your rolls that you remember from the map that you had, that looks like the door that goes behind, opens up to behind the building.
Okay.
Okay?
Good to know.
Now, over here is another set of barn doors, slightly smaller than the big ones going to the back, but also with 3 bars going across with big padlocks on them.
Before she goes into this bottom room, she's going to maybe do perception to see if she can hear reader
Absolutely.
guys on the other side. Okay. There it is. Okay. 15.
You definitely hear voices. None of them are Gaius, none of them are Reed. And it
Okay.
sounds like there's a fair number of people. There's even a little bit of arguing going on. I'll say with a 15, you also heard what sounded like a grunt that definitely was not human. And it was like, it sounded like it probably came from something quite big. Okay, Calandra, how are you?
Oh, hanging out in this strange, weird as hell place. It's awesome. It's great that I totally went off the rails and ended up somewhere where nobody is. Well, that I know is. It's awesome.
So you're on this balcony looking out. You're probably, easily thousands of feet above the city. The view is amazing.
Oh,
The fact that you're here is terrifying because you can see down below on the overlook is what you assume is the casino. And you seem to be in this large castle that is normally kind of partially behind the casino, and you seem to be like in one of the uppermost towers of it.
Of course I am. Of course I'm that high up. It's not gonna make it easy either way. Why couldn't I have some kind of big flying familiar?
Because you're a cleric.
Well, I know the logic. This is why did I do this to myself? Okay. So I'm too high. Yeah. So I'm super high up. Great. So I guess I'm going to go back in the room.
Okay. Back in the room you came from?
Yeah. Just
okay.
That the balcony's a part of. Yeah. Smart, but not, science smart.
Oh, by the way, when you looked out over the city, in the far distance, you can see on the horizon black mountains. To your right, you see a very large forest. And that forest is it's more than a few miles to the north, which would be to your right. Everything else, on the edge of the cliff that goes around the city, you see all these lavish estates with mansions and all sorts of ornate topiaries and everything in the yards. They're usually walled in, so the amazing statuary and luxurious living areas of patios and swimming areas and such can't be seen by the average person, are all walled in. But this high up, you can see down to all these estates. Past the estates is nothing but farmland in a number of directions.
Calandra will make note of where the rich houses are so she can go shopping for her husband there, and then she will go back inside.
Okay.
Yes, I will make note of my location in case, it's always good to know where one is. I suppose, even if one is way the hell out here. Okay, so I will go back just in the room that's attached to the balcony. And those stairs, like when I came up into this room, that is the top of the stairs. Yeah,
yes, it is. Did I have you give me an Arcana check or history check or intelligence check or anything?
I did Arcana on the runes, like on the circle. Well, so not when I got up here.
With a 16, I'll say you're guessing that big thing over top of, that's up on the framework and the scaffolding is probably you've heard of these things. They're called telescopes. But you never heard of one this huge before.
See, because I was initially wondering what it was, because I was like, that could help to be not here, but if telescope, it's not going to send me back to where I came from. I was hoping it would be something that would send me back from whence I came. Are there any sort of books, papers, anything around?
Everywhere.
Oh, everywhere, all over the place. Of course there are tons of them. Anything labeled, how the fuck to get anything labeled Dyson, how to fix all of this by a person who doesn't want to torture you.
No.
Of course not. That would be far too
Give me an
easy.
investigation check. We'll see what you do come up with.
Thank you. 9.
You don't understand anything that you see. A lot of it's in languages you've never heard of or don't recognize at all. Some of it's mathematics, some of it's geometry, some of it's other ometries that you have no clue. This is all totally alien to you. Yeah.
Super. And there's only the balcony and the door. I came in from the stairs. That's it.
There's actually no door. The stairs just lead up to this, basically. Okay. There are doors that are open for the balcony.
Right. But no, okay. So this is it. Well, hell, then I guess I'm gonna go down the stairs.
Okie dokie.
Because I really love trouble, I guess. Yeah, let's go down the stairs.
Okay. You get down to that landing with the door that
Right.
you came out of. You can go in there or go further down the stairs.
I'm up so high, but I ain't messing with that circle again. I don't know what it's going to do to me the next time. I will just... She's so dumb. She's going to keep going down.
Okay.
Why is she so silly?
With your little legs, it takes you a good-ass long time to go down.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You pass a couple landings and doors along the way, all on the same side as the door you originally came out of. Every single one of them is locked. And then you get down probably about a half hour of going down and come to a big ornate door. That too is locked and sealed.
And that's like a dead end.
For you at the moment, unless you have some way to get out of there.
Try to pick a locker. I guess go back up and fuck with that circle. Yay! I love the options I have in front of me. This is amazing. I mean, I have my hairpins. I can try to... God, is it... And does it look like a normal lock, or is it one of the fucked up magic looking locks?
How would you determine that?
Well, okay, like the locks that were in the does it look like the locks that were in the Hall of Lore and Antiquities that we knew were magic that Reed had to...
Oh, with that, no, it's nothing like that, but it's a pretty ornate looking lock. And it's got kind of a clover-shaped keyhole.
Yes, try to pick the lock. If that doesn't work, then she will go back upstairs to the room that she teleported to.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand.
7. There we go. It was frozen for a second.
No problem.
I rolled a 7 though. So yeah. So she just broke a hairpin.
No, you didn't break anything. It's obviously a very solid lock, and you just weren't able to...
It was worth a shot. Now she's had enough time to get irritated. That will fuel her marching her little tiny legs back to the damn room she didn't want to deal with anymore.
Okay.
where I teleported to, and I'm just gonna try to go into the teleportation thing again.
Okay, so you're going to step into the circle?
Yep, I am.
Okay. You go through the door, you step into the circle, and there is a flash, but this time it's more of a gray flash. And you find yourself in a very dark, square stone room again. It is dark. It has a weird... Oh, but when you come into this room, everything, like... The circles on the floor are etched into the ground, but they're not still sparking and shining. These ones are cold and dark and no light at all. It's not like magical darkness. It's just like, it's like you're in a room with etching on the floor. That's it.
Super.
It's a square room. It's about 50 by 50 feet. There's one door in. It's a solid door.
Then I guess I'm gonna open the door. I'm gonna try to open it. It's shut.
Yep.
Door shut. Okay. And I'm gonna try to open it. See if it'll open up for me.
It opens onto a landing. Directly across from you is another door, or there are steps to your right leading up. And give me a perception check.
Okay. 19.
Behind the door opposite you, a very weird smell. It's like part body odor, part brimstone. You would know this sound in a weird sort of way because a 19's a great roll. At the brothel where you are staying, and from previous experience of staying at churches of yours, there have been times that you have witnessed or walked in on. It's up to you the extent. But basically massive orgies. Imagine one of the most massive ones you've ever seen, but no sounds coming from any mouths. It's just the sounds of numerous bodies kind of rubbing up against each other, like massive numbers of flesh just kind of moving and rubbing up against each other. That's kind of what you're hearing from behind that door at a little bit of a distance.
Well, I didn't want to mess with the stairs no more, but I don't know. Is there like a keyhole I can peek through? Because I'm not opening that door.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll look in. Okay. I am not going in there. I'm curious enough to see if that's what I think it is.
Okay. Give me a perception check, please. And I'm going to roll. Are you doing this just kind of kneeling down and kind of steadying yourself? Or are you trying to do anything while you're doing it, or?
Perception. I'm trying to not draw any attention to myself.
Okay, so you're trying to be stealthy.
I'm trying to be. I got a 12. And you will roll my stealth.
Okay. The stealth wasn't good because you know that, like, as you're getting down, you kind of slip and bang into the door. And at first, you don't see anything. It's just kind of dim, although you do see flickering of light. But then you hear coming towards you, and it looks like coming up the stairs is a massive thing. Now, the door that you're looking in the keyhole, you really didn't need to bend down too much. This door is massive. The door is probably somewhere between 15 and 20 feet high and easily between 10 and 15 feet wide. It's like 3 times the size of the door you came out of. The last thing you see before you back away from the door, it looks like a giant person. It's a silhouette, but it looks like a giant person made up of other people, because each leg seems to have numerous appendages coming off of it in the entire circumference. Each arm seems to have tons of other appendages coming off of it. There are appendages coming off of the chest, off of the waist. Everywhere there is appendages, and as this thing is coming towards you, they all are moving in unison but flailing at the same time. And it hits the door, and it is a big iron door with bands around it and bars across it, and you just hear banging against this iron door. You don't hear any vocalization. You just hear the banging and the stomping.
Wow, I fucked up. Awesome. Then I guess I'm gonna get the hell out of Dodge. Guess I'm just gonna go up the stairs and, practice minding my business like I should have in the first place.
You get to the top of the stairs and there's another door.
Doors. Okay. I'm gonna try to open the door.
It opens.
Fabulous. Okay, I'm going to look inside. Does it open in or out?
Out.
Push it a little bit and see what I see.
Okay, it looks like someone's grandmother's house to a certain degree, but meaning it's a very old and very old-fashioned house. It doesn't have like the lace doilies and stuff like a grandmother would, but it's a very old style house. You look out the door to your left, going down the hallway. It looks to go into a very large kitchen. You look to the right, and at the end is a door that has windows across the top of stained glass, and it looks like there's some light coming from the other side. It looks like this door is, if you look around, the door is coming out of what might be the staircase going up. And so that's on the right if you were to make a right. On the left, midway, is an arch that looks to go into a room with very ornate carpeting that you can see. And seen from where you can see, there seems to be a lot of bookcases. So to the left is a kitchen that's very large. To the right looks to be, and also going by what you might assume might be someone's grandmother's house. If you were to go to the right, your simple logic might tell you that looks like it might be a front door.
Right. Well, then I will go in and shut the door behind me. Because,
Okay.
yeah, don't need to leave that open. I'll be polite. I'm going to go to the right where the door is.
Okay.
Just because I'm trying to figure out getting not here. And I don't want this to be a Goldilocks situation where they find me later because I ate in their kitchen, because it's probably, if it's old lady food, it's going to be good. Or it'll kill me. I'm not playing with that tonight. So I'm going to go to
the idea of the grandmother was the idea that it's a very old style house, more so than an actual grandmother touch.
Right.
This is a lot of dark wood. There's a lot of brass. There's a lot of wrought iron.
Nice.
It doesn't have a feminine touch to it. As a matter of fact, it's a lot of the ornamentation of like the lighting fixtures and everything, of where the lanterns are are a lot of sharp edges, a lot of strange contorted metals.
Actually makes me less comfy. That makes me want to really get out.
Okay.
So I definitely, she's just trying to find her way out. She will be going to, I guess, look out the door.
Okay. Okay, you're headed to the door?
I'm going to the door.
Okay. You head to the door. You pass by that archway to your left.
Okay.
Do you look?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll look, yeah. She would look.
It looks like a salon or a drawing room. There is a large fireplace at the opposite side. There are ornate carpets. The room is surrounded and lined with large dark wood bookshelves that are filled with all sorts of things that look very old. There are very old-looking but also rather comfortable wingtip chairs. There is a table a bar that looks to have all sorts of liquors on it. There's a table in the center of the chairs. The fire is burning in the fireplace. But what catches your attention as Otis is standing in the center of the room, you think is a woman. Probably human. Very tall, probably about 7 feet tall. Slim. Dressed all in black lace, except for around the shoulders and around the elbows seem to be bands of gold material. It's black satin with black lace around there. Kind of a wide-brimmed hat that's black with a black veil. She is standing to the side, and what you notice is strange is she has a bustle on the back of her dress. This is the biggest bustle you've ever... It's almost unnaturally large, this bustle. And she's got these black leather boots that are spiked heels that come out to very sharp points in the front and are very tightly laced until they reach the bottom part of the dress. Black gloves that go up the arms. But the strangest thing is where the face should be appears to be a porcelain mask with a little bit of rouge on the cheeks, and just where the holes are for eyes, it's just dark. And the head just turns and just seems to look at you. It doesn't move or say a thing. The fingers, by the way, are very long, and the gloves almost come to points. So the head just turns and seems to stare at you.
But I can't see her face. I can only, there's just a mask. This is not creepy or messed up at all. Awesome. So, but she's at least acknowledged my presence. Fuck. And I don't know how fast she is. And I don't know if that other door is unlocked. And I should quit thinking out loud because you're just like making more notes.
No. I already know the situation.
No,
so
I know, you know, but I'm just like, don't feed Paul ideas.
You want me to go to somebody else?
No, I'm going
and
to
leave you here.
I will. She's already seen me, so I will. And let's see. She okay, so I will I'm not going to walk any closer. I'm kind of staying where I'm at.
She turns her whole body to face you.
Oh. Excuse me, ma'am. I'm lost. I don't know where I'm at. Obviously. Do you know?
She leans forward and just kind of does one of these. Which it looks to be looking in the direction of where that door is.
Is that the way out?
Tilts the head. Takes a step forward. Moves very slow, but like not deliberately slow. It's like this person, this is the way they move, it seems, because everything they do. So it's just starts taking steps towards you. Very slow, very precise, very measured.
And she's just still moving toward me. Okay. Well, thank you very much for your help. I will go. But thank you. Your home
just
is
keep
lovely.
Start walking towards you.
I'm going toward the door.
Okay, you reach the door.
Yes, and I would like to open it.
Okay, you open it, and as you turn the knob, you can hear multiple locks kind of unlocking, and you open it, and there's a front stoop and a walkway towards a wall with a gate. And you also can see in the distance, way far away, the overlook.
Super. I'm even further. Okay, then.
As you are there, if you look behind you, you see the woman has stepped into the hallway that you were in, and just as slow and deliberately does like a turn and starts once again starting to walk towards you, very slow, very deliberately, very measured, with that doll's face that doesn't change its expression.
Lovely. Well, thank you. Have a wonderful bye. I'm just gonna start trying to lovely home. Have a nice life. Bye-bye. And
okay.
I'm trying to head out.
Okay, you can make it to the gate.
Okay.
The gate is easily opened, and you can get out from in here.
Okay. Then that's what I'm doing.
You're on the street there. What you see when you're on the street is behind the house, not too far from it. Like, you gather this thing's walled in with this high stone wall and these wrought iron spikes on top of the wall going all the way around. Behind it, at the distance just past the final wall, is the cliff going up.
Oh.
And you can see, you've never been this far west in the city before. You are pretty far west. The overlook has never looked so far away. And you see a lot of houses around here by the cliff. This house is very dark gray with a lot of black accents. A lot of the houses in this area tend to be very... there's not a lot of color going on over here as far as the house paintings and the neighborhood. They're cobblestone roads. They're kind of empty. That's kind of the way things are. You gather, have a really long walk ahead of you.
Yeah, because it's like the middle of the night. So
Right.
yeah, there's no...
Hello, gentlemen.
I believe I'm going to try to go around the left side of that thing sneakily.
Okay.
Oh, here's the rock.
Ah, yes. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to let you roll your stealth this time. And because of the situation, you're actually going to have to roll more than once. I'll just let you know the second time.
Okay.
And maybe the third, depending.
Alrighty.
Remember, don't cross the barriers.
So 13 first.
Okay. You get to here.
Yep.
And the light, the stone on the chest lights up. The eye lights up bright orange. The eyes light up bright yellow. And it all of a sudden the arms go out like this. It's almost like it's flexing. The feet stamp in place a couple times. It stands upright. There is a yellow light that comes out and scans and lands on you and just seems to kind of land on you, and the thing turns to you and seems to, it's almost like it's flexing at you.
It doesn't start advancing?
Nope.
Back up? I'll back up this way. Go back here by
Okay,
guys.
you get to that point, and the thing turns back forward, and the lights dim, and it seems to kind of go into that original stance again.
What do you think, guys?
I think that you should try it again, but you need to feel inspired this time if you feel like you're fucking it.
You know what?
Okay.
You know,
Being that
guys
Reed
puts
is
his
so
arm around his
anxious
shoulder.
to
He's
do
like,
this,
and you know what, bud? I think Bacchus is going to be with you on this one. And he pats him on the chest. You got this.
okay, well, hold that thought.
Or
because
do you want me to do this?
here's what we're going to do. We're going to call it a night for tonight. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We hope you've had a good time. We're so glad to have you with us. Tune in next week. Same Grognard time, same Grognard channel to see what happens with each of our groups. And wherever you go and whoever you're with, we ask, be kind.
We have new bases.